And we're live.
And we are live. You know what I just realized too? I just saw the title of this show, and you know that about to boil my bunions when I saw the title of the show. Oh wait,
Doo-doo-boo. Do it to me. Hey, Bunny. Hey,
okay.
Aja.
Before they stop us, because
How
Facebook is
y'all
getting real with it.
doing?
Hi guys, Hot Bunny. Hey Aja, what's good? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy National Coming Out Day.
Yep,
It's a great day to be gay.
isn't it?
It
I'm
is a
sure.
great
Go ahead, keep on talking.
it's a great day to be gay. Hello everyone. Hello. It's Tuesday. We back. Were we here last week? Probably not. We be on again, off again. Don't don't be mad at us because we sometiming, but we here.
It
Um
is how it is. Like, it happens that way. I don't know what we be doing. I don't know how this be going, but
yeah,
listen, life be life in, and we be in it.
we be in
That's all we
it.
can say.
Exactly. How is everybody doing? What's good? How has the week been? Some of y'all had off yesterday. I did not.
Oh,
So, for everybody who had a long weekend and all that, congratulations to you because I'm jealous. But it's okay, it be like that
mhm.
sometimes. I won't take it out on y'all that you got a day off for somebody who
But you're see, but you
discovered.
like, but you know how the private sector do. They take off Columbus Day so they can take off the day after Thanksgiving.
That's fine. I'll take that. I never even had that when I was in higher ed, though. I still didn't have it off. But we don't need to celebrate a holiday of somebody who discovered people that was already somewhere.
Hello.
How about that? So today's days. Bunny said all I did was work yesterday. Me too, Bunny. So today's days. So I know y'all know what one of the days is, so we'll talk about that last. But
Hmm.
today is General Pulaski Memorial Day. I don't know who General Pulaski is.
I don't know either. I hope he was a good person. I don't know.
I was about to say the same thing. I hope he wasn't like a Confederate general or something like that because I feel like we're past that now, but we don't
Mhm.
know. Today is also International Day of the Girl Child. I'm a girl
Which is
child.
about right. But it's about, so I read up on it real quick. So International Day of the Girl Child is celebrating girls all around, letting them know that they can be whatever they want to be, do what they want to do, and accomplish whatever dream they want to accomplish.
Yes, I'm here for
Because
that.
they're powerful, and women are powerful in general. You know how I feel that women are the superior species. So yes, today is National Day of the Girl Child. Shout out to y'all. Shout out,
Exactly.
shout
Shout out
out,
to us.
shout out. Yeah, shout out to us. Shout out to the girl. Shout out to the woman. Shout
Girls
out.
rule the world. Exactly.
Because we
Hey,
can do
Sharanda,
whatever we
what's
want to do.
good?
Hey,
Um,
Sharanda.
Today is also National Sausage Pizza Day. Now, I wanted to go get me a piece just to celebrate because I love sausage pizza, but I remember that I'm trying to eat healthy, so I had me some chicken and vegetables instead of sausage pizza. But out of all of the pizzas, National Sausage Pizza Day is my favorite because I love sausage pizza.
I can't believe you. Well, I don't even eat pork, so I don't even like sausage pizza. I don't care if it was turkey sausage on the pizza. I'm not eating that stuff on the pizza. Hey, Kendra.
What's good, Kendra? No taste whatsoever. Anyway, hey Keisha, what's good?
Hey,
And then,
Keisha.
of course, the day we have all been celebrating. Today is National Coming Out Day.
Yes, National Happy Coming Out Day. Listen, it's okay to be who you are and what you want to be, and how you and who you want to do it with. It doesn't even matter these days. It shouldn't matter these days.
It should not
God
matter
bless
these days.
you.
It's
Hmm.
unfortunate that it still does, but it should not matter.
Hey,
So,
Naria.
hey, hi
Hey,
Naria. Hey
Joyce.
Joyce, what's good? So, in honor of National Coming Out Day, I'm gonna read what I posted on my page
Go ahead.
because
I didn't even read it. I've been super busy today though. Listen, I've been super busy. I have not been on no social media. I worked until after it was time for me to clock out. And then I had to go get the babies ready. Tomorrow's my one baby's birthday, girl. I was pushing, making signs and everything, getting stuff ready for the daycare. It was a lot.
I get
So
it.
I'm sorry, I didn't read. So please read and please enlighten me.
So
Enlighten
I'm
me.
gonna read what I wrote today.
Okay.
So I didn't, so many people really they are flowing with their words and they're so eloquent with it and stuff like that. And I feel like I started off strong and then I just went down. Then I came back up again with a good finish. That's all that matters.
Enlighten
So
me.
I said, it's National Coming Out Day. I never take for granted that my major coming out moments were thankfully filled with love and acceptance, which I know is not everyone's reality. I never take for granted that me being out has allowed others to confide in me and see me as a safe person. I also acknowledge that coming out is often continuous, like we do every year in National Coming Out Day. But coming out is continuous, and doing so is not always safe and doesn't always leave us feeling warm, fuzzy, and accepted. That's my brain dump on National Coming Out Day. I salute and support everyone who lives in their truth, whether they are out and proud or simply in their hearts. I am an out, beautiful Black lesbian woman.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I
That
respect
was
that.
beautiful. That was well said.
Yeah. But I mean, because coming out, listen, even nowadays you would think it's not as taboo, but everybody does not have the safe space to come out.
Yeah.
It's still not safe for people to come out. And everybody makes personal life choices based on the environments that they're in and the life that they lead, whether they're going to come out or not. And that doesn't make them any better or worse of a person. People live in their own truth and we have to support them for that. And coming out, it never ends. You always, I don't care how long you've been out, you always find yourself coming out to somebody or telling somebody, yeah, well, yeah, I'm out, or I'm married to a woman, or I'm engaged, or I date women. Coming out is a never ending process.
Hey Tony, you know what made me feel, you know, like I've been out, like I'm out to people I know at work, like I'm always been out,
Right.
but I feel like there are certain supervisors that I never said anything to because I knew their rules and their values, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, let me not say anything. I never vocalized it. And then recently I got a lesbian supervisor, right? You
Oh,
don't know how freeing it is to be like, hey, my wife is sick today. I have to do this. My wife is this. Like, I'll be
right.
on the phone with her, I'll be like, yeah, my wife, and I'm so free with it. And like,
Mhm.
yeah, I can say my wife to my other supervisor that was like before him,
Mhm.
before her. But it's just a little bit more freeing to have somebody who's like you in your space,
Yeah.
where you can truly feel free and out. So yeah, I totally enjoyed it. Like, hey brother, hey Frank.
Hey Damien, hey Frank, hey Yolanda, what's good? Hey Tony.
It feels good.
Yeah, I can
It feels
imagine.
good just to be yourself, like because I feel like, especially being like a femme presenting lesbian, you
Mhm.
always have to come out to somebody because they don't ever know. They assume you automatically are
True.
straight, right? So when you
Exactly.
be like, yes, I'm married, I'm this, I'm blah blah blah, they be like, oh, who's your husband? And then you have to right then and there you have to come out,
Yes.
or they'd be like, oh, won't you come out to you and your husband come out to my church? I'm like, well, actually, it's my wife.
Right.
So do you still want me to come to your church? You know what I mean? Or
Mhm.
even as simple as finding babysitters, you have to come out to the damn babysitters. I'm like, listen, girl, this one girl was like, I do
Mhm.
this at my church and I was talking all this church stuff. I'm like, well, listen, we're in a lesbian relationship with two children. What you want to do?
Right. Is your church
You know,
accepting?
right. Is it going to stop you from making your money, or is it going to cause you to come to my house and do something stupid? You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
yeah,
So
but
Naria said, yeah, I just don't talk about my life with them. My coworkers are too nosy. And
mhm.
Joy said, yes, it's freeing. My leader is gay as well. And that, I mean, I think that does make a difference.
It does. And like, it's just, it was just a freeing thing. And like, I never, especially at work, I never felt so free to be me.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It is. So working with the job that I have now, what's really funny is that they're like, they're switching over to be more open and liberal. So it's funny, like my boss will be like, we'll be talking about a topic that has to do with LGBT. He'll be like, you're a lesbian, right, Corinne? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I am. Like, and it's different. It's, usually people shy away from even asking those questions or whatever, but because I'm DI, and because we're out and everything, it's just natural. And it's like, you're a lesbian, right?
Let me tell you that
I am.
inclusion thing that you got going on. You as a black woman and you as a gay girl, you just double knocking them on the head.
Thank you. Exactly. Now say something, right?
Right.
Exactly. So happy National Coming Out Day.
Yeah.
Celebrate your day. Celebrate yourself every day. And no matter where you are on that spectrum of coming out, whether you are in or whether you are overly out like me and Carly, still celebrate yourself because it really doesn't matter where you are. And nobody has to and is owed the right into your personal life. So
Yes.
yay.
Man, all right. What'd you say?
Did you take the stuff I gave you today?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Corinne made me some medicine, like some holistic medicine. She put some honey and some stuff and some turmeric and all this stuff, seasoning inside honey. It tastes like a cinnamon bomb with a dash of like Indian seasoning, and put it all and told me to take it.
And you're taking it every day.
I'm taking it. I stick it. I swallow it. I go
Okay.
like this, and then I eat right afterwards because I have to get a taste out of my mouth.
You're good. I just wanted to make sure. Hi, Hope. What's good?
Oh, hey, Hope.
Tony said, it's true the other way around. I am the supervisor, and it's a coming out in that role as well, depending on the convo. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just as like not isolating, but it could be just as vulnerable as a supervisor, because that's a very vulnerable position to be in and be gay because people like to use things against you and things of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you would hope nowadays it's not that kind of world, but it could happen.
And and like I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. National Coming Out Day. Like one time, I had this really bad issue happen to me on a military base because my dad was in the military. I didn't know you could not tell your OBGYN, which so happened to be a man at the time, that you're, asking you sexually active, who you sexually active. I was like, no, I'm gay, I'm this, like that, blah, 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 blah. He did my pap smear, and in his notes, he put down that I was a lesbian that had sex with various semester toys anally and vaginally. Now, I did not say that to him, but that's what he put in my notes. So then I got called to another specialist, right? And I went there, and the lady who was my doctor. She was a lesbian woman in the military, and that time it was do not, don't ask, don't tell. No. And she was like, listen, I'm gonna tell you what's inside your notes, but you cannot tell them it was from me. And she was just begging me not to say who it was, but I want you to address this issue. I went to address the issue. I went to the general, nothing happened with the whole entire issue, right? They didn't even care about it. But the fact that this poor lesbian woman, who wanted to be who she was, but she was serving her country and couldn't even be free to be who she was for the country that she's fighting freedom for, during that time, was telling me about, hey, listen, I'm coming to you as a lesbian for you to speak your voice out against this issue because it's so hard, but what he just said and what he said about you. And it didn't matter. It wasn't even in my records. It was like literally when you put up my name, it came up in the system, like underneath my name, like as if it was like my last name.
That's crazy.
Really crazy. It was real crazy. But
she risked her job. She risked her career.
Her career and job. And shout out to those, I know it's like over with, but shout out to those who had to live in the closet for so long for serving our country, and not being able to be who they were, and I'm happy now you can be who you want to be.
Right. Exactly. So what we about to jump into? We about to get into this weekly mess?
We'll get into this weekly mess, girl, because first of all,
you got a lot of things up here too.
I want to talk about this because it's really hurt my feelings that Cynthia and they're saying that Cynthia and whatever his name is, Mike Hill, are getting divorced. And she had this big old wedding on whatchamacallit on Housewives of Atlanta. And then next thing you know, like they said, she took his last name off and he didn't have a ring on. So I really hope they work out. I don't know. I saw this on the Ricky Smiley show. Listen, I just hope everything works out well for them.
And I had 2 weddings on
the Real
Housewives. And my thing is, where is it? Like, how do you just get married and divorced that quickly? Like, what? How does that happen?
Listen, some people just can't handle the fire.
I guess not.
Cynthia is fire.
No, she is definitely.
You know, my wife was telling me a story how she went to Bar One in Atlanta when it like first opened, whatever,
Uh-huh.
and Cynthia was there, and Cynthia took a picture with her, gave her a hug, and my wife
Oh
was straight up
Lord.
was like, "Hey, if you ever get tired of Peter, just let me know." My wife straight up shot her shot with Cynthia Bailey. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. And then next, we're gonna go to Nene Leak's son had a heart attack and a stroke at 23. And once again, I'm telling us people, go to the doctor. I feel like that was lack of knowing.
Right.
Go get your blood work. If you don't like your like liking your doctor and knowing who they are and like trusting your doctor is like something like is like an energy thing. Like you have to be able to
Yeah,
trust.
you do. You really do.
And so if you don't like your doctor, if you don't feel comfortable with your doctor, get a new one. But go get your checkups. Go to the doctor. Make sure that you are okay. Get your blood work done. Check your cholesterol. Check your, check your diet. You check your blood sugar. Check that type of stuff. Check your blood pressure. Like do all that stuff on the regular basis. It is very important to us, especially Black people, in our health.
Yeah.
So please do that for yourselves.
Hey, Javier. And here's the thing, no amount of money is going to protect and save you from health issues. If
None.
anything, you should be maximizing the amount of money, clout, or whatever you have to keep yourself in the best shape that you can. Because here's the thing, everybody is not blessed with having insurance. Everybody, even rich people aren't really blessed with the opportunities to have insurance or don't take advantage of what they have the abilities to do. One, you need to take care of yourself. Two, you need to go to the doctor, make sure that you're, and this is prime example. Just because we're young, just because we're virile and have a lot of life in front of us doesn't mean that the way that we eat and the way that we, take care of ourselves and the things that we do aren't going to smack us in the back of the head at some point in time. And this should be a wake-up call to Nene. She's already lost members of her family, loved ones, and didn't have her son. Like my heart goes out to her because that's a lot. I would be making, everybody would be eating lettuce and eating my honey bombs. And everybody would be walking around drinking health foods, and we will all just be walking around being healthy.
Let me tell you, I literally have 2 doctor's appointments this week. One to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor because I'm tired of this congestion. And 2 is to go. This is what I wrote in the notes when I requested my appointment. My immune system is shot.
There you go. And we gotta take care of that. We really gotta take care of
ourselves. Yes.
Exactly. So Naria said, most definitely go. I stay going. I think I need a second opinion on my last mammogram. So we're sending you good energy for that.
It's breast cancer awareness month.
What'd you say?
It's breast cancer awareness month.
It is October, isn't it?
Right. Y'all better be checking your tits.
Take care of your boobs, okay?
If you haven't had a mammogram in a long time, go get one.
And so we're just let's debunk the mystery behind it and all that. It is not comfortable. Let me just tell you that now. It is not comfortable. You put it on a slab. They hoist you up. If you're my height, you literally are going to be hanging from the little table and they by your boob. Then they go the opposite way. Then they go this way and try to get a picture of it. And it is a very it's not fun, but it'll keep you from, it'll help you to keep your breasts as healthy as possible. Also, too, there's 2 options. So you could get the traditional mammogram, and then there's a newer mammogram that shows things in a more, and I'm not using the technical terms, but when I just went probably a couple months ago, there's 2 different breast exams that you can have. And from what I've been hearing with different doctors is that second breast exam, make sure your insurance will pay for it, but that's a little bit more intense, is the one that you should be taking, especially if you have dense
What does it do? Did you do it?
So no, I think it's the same exact. I didn't do it that time
You
because
feel
I'm
sideways or something like this?
no, they do. They had to do my side. They do your sideways and up
Oh,
against
I don't
the
remember.
side.
I need to go get my mammogram because I know I just remember being uncomfortable.
Yeah. So make sure that you just go and get get all of the tests if need be, especially if you have dense boobs. Make sure that you getting them checked out. Okay. Okay, we got a lot of stuff up here that I missed what people were saying. So I said hi to Shay. Tony said someone was gossiping at a friend's job, throwing shade on a new supervisor who was a lesbian. She was telling female co-workers, you better be careful if you're alone with her. You know she's gay. It could be sexual harassment. They got her up out of there, relieved of your. That's terrible.
Horrible.
That is terrible. Yolanda gave some information. Check out this book for yourself and your healthcare providers. Um, and it's about Black LGBTQ health in the United States, the intersection of race, gender, and sexual orientation when it comes to health.
Love it, Yolanda.
Taria, right? I just had another breast biopsy last week where results are no cancer, but because of the size, may just have to remove. Okay, so you probably had like a tumor or whatever. It's best get it out if you need
but
to.
you know we're sending you positive energy.
Yeah, sending good energy. And everybody's sending you good thoughts and energy too. Thank you guys for sharing that. But please take care of yourselves.
Yes, please do.
Please.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know, it's that time.
It is. It really is.
All right. All right. Next we have Candace Owens, and she got a leak tape of Kim Kardashian eons ago. I feel like this was back in 2000.
Who is Candace anyway?
You don't know who she is. You shouldn't know who she is. I hate that I know who she is. She is just like, I don't know what news station.
You know who everybody is.
Baby, who does Candace, what news station does she work for? Oh, she's just a Black Republican who is horrible. She was the lady that was in the Kanye West shirt that said White Lives Matter. She was like supporting that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She has her own little podcast.
She makes me physically nauseous.
She does.
Cousin, what's good?
Hey, cousin. Let me tell you something. She does. I cannot stand her with a passion, but she found some tape, and she's like, it's vile. It talks about Whitney Houston. This is when Whitney Houston and Ray J was dating. This is how old this thing was. And then she was talking about like y'all could do crack together. Well, you know what, honey? There's nothing. Kim didn't say anything offensive. She was a girl who didn't have her boyfriend anymore, who was dating Whitney Houston.
Moving on.
Okay. Moving on. It was nothing wrong with the child. Bye. Yeah. Like who cares? I don't know why she thought that was revealing. Oh, she claimed what Kim called her a crackhead?
She claimed Kim called Whitney Houston a crackhead.
Oh, yeah, she claimed that Kim called Whitney Houston a crackhead. And R.I.P. to Whitney, but
she said crack was whack.
Right.
You have a Whitney Houston movie? I'm gonna go see it.
What is it coming out this Christmas?
I don't know when, but I'm going to go see it.
All right. And next we have Kanye. Okay. I really don't want to talk about Kanye. He has lost his, all I could do, really, I was thinking about today, and when I was thinking about the weekly mess, and what I wanted to say about Kanye was, you know what? I just want to pray for him because he's getting on my last nerve. And like one of the things was he was talking about Lizzo and, talking about what did he say about the media? Yeah, trying to do genocide to the Black community and all this stuff. One thing that is my pet peeve in life. Pet peeve is when fat people talk about fat people.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm like, Kanye, you are chunky, my dude. You are chunky. You got the dad bod. Your cheeks look like they are filled up with chestnuts, like whatever, like you're about to hibernate for winter. And you're up here talking about fat people when you need to worry about your own health, your mental health, and everything else. Check your arteries, check whatever you got to do, check your blood pressure, and check your freaking mental health and take your stupid medicine. That's all I got to say.
Cousin said that man needs some mood stabilizers. Literally. He literally needs some help.
I'm just like, why is he tripping? Like, be quiet.
He wants attention.
Well,
I've never could have imagined that famous people actually want more attention than what they actually have. Like, you're famous. Like, come on. You walk into a room somewhere and get attention, but don't just be stupid for no reason.
And like I said, I hate when fat people talk about fat people.
Yeah, I don't like that
You
either.
fat. Look at this picture. He is chunky.
Oh, he's definitely had a few cheeseburgers. What else we talking about? That's everything for the week.
That's everything. Oh no, wait. I don't have it on here, but Madonna came out as gay or something like that.
Lord, everything.
Which I thought she was already part of the rainbow too. So
I mean, I think she was like, if she was down with Vogue, it was only a matter of time before we was gonna know what was going on. Okay. So I'm gonna keep talking. Okay, Madonna. Well, if you gay, then happy cousin out. I mean, cousin, happy coming out day to you too, because.
But I always thought she was part of the rainbow. Like it didn't matter if she was bi. I always thought she was bi. I never thought she was straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I cared, but I didn't think she was either.
So do you want to do our gay ass TikTok next?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, please hold. Here's our gay ass TikTok. Please hold.
All right.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Okay.
One thing I love is when I see a big girl, especially a big black girl with a fine man. Cause y'all love talking about, oh, how she got him. She not ugly. You is. She just big, but you not. You still got no man. What's your excuse, bitch? And matter of fact, I want all the big girls, post your fine man, boo. Post up with your man, boo.
Okay.
That was the perfect segue from what we were just talking about. But I agree with him. Our gay ass TikTok wasn't necessarily about lesbians, but in general, I think that was a great message. And yeah, stop coming. Like, one, it still befuddles me why we are still having issues with people's size. We're classifying people's sizes now. So if you're big, you got to look a certain big in order to be accepted and things like that. And like he said, let us never forget, pretty does not go away. Weight does. So do with it what you would like to, but cute is cute, no matter how you cut it.
And what'd you say, befuddled? Girl, like befuddled, bitch. Befuddled. It befuddles me.
Yes, I have to use my SAT words every once in a while. But yeah, like, stop coming and post if your boo is fine, and fine is in the eye of the beholder. But if your boo is fine I think I've even had people who have looked at me and been like, "Oh, you pulled that."
Let me tell you, I don't care how big Corey was and whatever. Let me tell you something. On her shoulder was a baddie, was a cutie.
Carly.
It doesn't matter. Was a cutie.
I have never been limited, regardless of my weight. I'm sorry. So that has nothing to do. And for people who feel like, and it's usually the people who have to do a whole lot extra to get what they want, they always have a comment to make.
Hello.
Moving right along.
Yes, moving right along. All right. Do you want to go into our dating thing, or do you want to talk about the whole queen plate thing? We can talk about the queen plate thing later, because
yeah, let's do it on a dating thing.
All right, y'all. I did not make anything for this, so no little graphic or anything. But we are talking about dating apps 101, because I feel like we need a reminder. I have friends out there who are dating on these apps. It doesn't matter if it's like, what's that thing called? Tammy, Facebook dating, it doesn't matter what it is. I have friends out there who are on these apps, and I just need y'all to get yourselves together.
Dating is now officially like an Olympic sport. I'm sorry. Dating is literally like it's a process, and you need to know how to go through the process in order to be successful. I was listening to YouTube, I mean not YouTube, TikTok today, and they were going through a whole bunch of all this stuff, and everybody had some comments about date. But Bunny, you are absolutely right. Dating sucks.
Okay.
Period.
So
What
let's
did
talk
you?
about this. I have seen some screenshots and of
Oh,
people,
Lord.
and I just want to have rule number one. I think okay, and Corey, listen, I'm not out there. You could correct me. How
Mhm.
many pictures should you have on your dating app? On your dating app with thingy?
You should. So here's the thing. Regardless of how many it is, there should be at least three. Okay.
Mm,
And it needs to be a nice upfront, selfie. It could be a selfie or whatever, but clear view of your face, no filters, no nothing or whatever. It could be lighting. You could adjust the lighting, but that's about it. The second one needs to be a full body picture, current as of 3 to 6 months.
okay.
And then the last one can be something like fun, like you being in a fun setting or whatever. You still want people to see something that shows your style too, okay? But nothing laying down. Do not look like an amoeba. Y'all know how I feel about that. But you need to have three. And let the record be known though, I don't be on dating sites. Carly, you already remember I did like a week on all three of them and I was done. The end. No.
And this, yes. So she said it. I would say you have two face, two full bodies.
I'm down with that too.
Mhm.
Yes, at least, but you got to show your face and you got to show your full body.
And make sure, okay. And here's the other thing about your pictures as well: lighting, angles. They mean something. They do mean something too. Your background means something. Know what's behind you, know what you are doing, know what you're
Yes,
taking a picture of.
yes,
You can't have like dirty things in the corner of your underwear right there. Just like, please, like, do not do that. Like, always put your best foot forward. And if you're going to take a picture and you have one straight face where you're just giving face, no smile, have the next picture of you with a smile. We got to see both. We got
right,
to see both. Okay.
exactly.
Close.
Yes, lightings, angles, backgrounds. Raven said, update that shit. And my thing
Yeah.
is this: don't let somebody tell you, "Oh, angles are deceiving," because these are the same people who put bunny rabbit filters on their face. You don't see no picture of nobody in a magazine, on a television show, or whatever that doesn't have an angle. So if you have an angle, take that angle and
Yeah.
know what your angle is. Thank you.
Clothing matters.
Oh my
Clothing,
God.
what you wear matters in your pictures. Please.
Yes.
Like, I have a friend who showed me a picture of this woman, and I swear she had on like I don't know if it was a nightie or a bra. And then she had on like this like sparkly bonnet on her head. And she was dead serious, right? And I'm just like, she looked like she just wanted to have sex. She wanted somebody to be a munch.
Oh.
Okay, that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you just need, if you want just sex, dress like you want to just have sex. Mean what you say what you mean, look what you mean, what you want to say,
Right.
whatever.
But
But
even if you advertising for just that, make sure that you make it look advertising.
don't look dirty.
Thank you.
Don't look dirty. Just don't look dirty. I don't know. Just
What
don't
if
look.
they don't know they look dirty?
I don't know if they don't know if they look dirty. Ask a friend.
Man, please.
And if you're always unsure, always say, ask a friend. Ask a
Right.
friend.
And
Send
if
them-
your friends let it fly, then they're not good friends either. Then they're the op.
'cause
Because
you can
why
sit there-
would they? Let you look crazy.
Yolanda said there is an optical image technique that folks can look into. I learned about the scans maybe 10 years ago via Dr. Robert Young. The colors derived from the scan. Wait, they give doctors. Oh, talking about the butt.
Yes,
the
think about your breast. So that's good information. Thank you for sharing that, Yolanda. But yeah, back to our picture. Like, if your friends don't ask a friend, yes. And then if your friends don't see that that don't see the problem with your pictures, then you need to question the friendships too, because either they trying to set you up or they don't know either.
Mhm.
But you need to advertise yourself well. It's called advertising. They're called selfies. They're called pictures for a reason. We're not saying sell something that's not you, but make sure you put the best you out there.
Please do.
Thank you.
Yes. Also, now with your description, how you described yourself in your profile, be as real as possible,
Please.
but also edit, check yourself, reread it 3 times, 3, 4 times, do what you got to do.
Have somebody else proofread it.
Yes. That's like one of the things me and my wife connected on when we first met was we read each other's dating profile. She read mine and then edited it at the same time. I swear she was like, let me fix this for you. And I was reading hers. It was funny. And we didn't even meet each other on the dating profile. We just was looking, we was out talking at a club and was like, let's look at each other's. And yeah. So yeah, make sure you read it, edit, reading, double checking, spell check, put it in Word first, whatever you got to do. Just do that.
Personality into it.
Yes, put your personality and also too. If you cannot, if it's hard for you to describe yourself, you do not need to be dating.
Thank you.
You need to go to therapy. Seriously, if you cannot, I don't know what to say about myself. I don't know how to say. You have some searching to do. You ain't ready for this. You ready for some friendships and some like whatever stuff, but you ain't ready for no real stuff.
Thank you. Because you need to get to the point. Make sure for the little brief moment that you do describe yourself, and don't make it too long either, because we only have the attention span for 3 minutes is the most, and we don't even have 3 minutes anymore. I really think it's like probably a minute and a half. Mm-hmm. That's about it that we have the attention span for. So make it quick, make it snappy. And go ahead.
Naria said it's funny because people have been basically citing my DMs, finding me on IG and messaging me instead of the dating apps. I do not go on dating apps anymore. That is crazy.
But that's good though, because listen, if I had to wait for a dating app, I would never, because I'm not doing it ever again. I promise you, I'm not doing a dating app. I cannot put myself out there. It is scary.
You know what? And here's the one thing that TikTok is good for, because Cousin just said it. A dude on TikTok shows you how to take sexy, unrevealing pictures.
There's a number of them who will show you how to do it. I still don't get it right, but they will show you what to do.
Right. So there's always YouTube, TikTok, do something. You can find someone.
There's help everywhere.
Help everywhere.
There's help everywhere. So nowadays, and we're saying that to say there's no excuse. Because nowadays you literally can go on YouTube, you literally can go on TikTok, and somebody will show you and almost give you the verbiage on what to put on your dating app, how to meet people, do like all of it. So you pretty much have somebody doing it all for you. Mm-hmm. Honey, fix it.
Mm-hmm. And then also, do not go on no dating app being confused about what you're looking for. Know what you want.
I heard that today on TikTok. Know what you want. And somebody even went as far as to say one of the best things to do if you're really looking for a partner is to stop being unsure when you're dating. Either it's a yes or it's a no. Don't go out with people that you're unsure about. If you're not feeling that person like, ooh, this is the person for me, don't even bother. If they're a yes and they put party in your pants and all that other good stuff and you feel all giggly about them, then go for it. Everybody else is a no.
Right. And if you're on the dating app and you're swiping right on people who do not have the same interest or searching for what you're searching for, keep on swiping past them.
Stop wasting your time and their time.
People can say they want friends. You're not going to change their mind. If you're saying you're looking for a serious relationship, but this person here wants friends, what you going to do?
Right.
Nothing. It doesn't. You're not going to change their mind.
Exactly.
Now I have questions so that y'all can help me answer.
Okay, these are dating questions.
Dating questions, because I have
asking for a friend. This is like asking for a friend. Okay.
Yeah, this is like asking for a friend.
Okay.
Okay. If you are dialoguing, like if you're having good dialogue with someone on a dating app, or let's say somebody's sitting in your DMs and you're having good dialogue, when is it proper for you to exchange numbers? Like, how long should you wait?
I don't know if there's a specific time. I think you should get the feel of it. Like, here's my thing. If y'all are exchanging a lot of messages, right? And, because sometimes you get to messaging and the next day you're messaging and things like that. And now you're in a position where you're driving. You probably, if you still feel like, oh, I want to talk to this person, I want to continue the conversations, I would think that at that point, you need to exchange numbers. So if you find yourself wanting to talk to a person while you're driving and in those type of situations, no matter how soon or how late, then you should probably be like, let me ask you a question. Is it okay if we exchange numbers? Like, I'm totally cool if that's not okay, but I'm enjoying the conversation and I thought maybe we could talk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it ever too quick? Like,
wait, hold on. Raven said, I'll give anybody my Google number. You can also get those, numbers that are not attached. Shay says, dependent on the person. Naria said, I usually just feel the vibe out, definitely. Cousin said, depends on the dating app. I would think that too, because if you're on POF, you probably don't ever want to give your phone number out. How about that? And Daria said, it kind of turns me off, though, if they send a phone number after 3 messages. Yeah,
and that was my next question. Is it ever too soon to give out your number?
Yes. And as a person who, and I think I've always asked ahead of time, like, is it cool if we exchange numbers? But here's my thing, and this could just be me. Don't send me your number and be like, well, you can call me, because I'm not calling. And I'm at the point now in my life where I will say, I'm not calling.
So what if somebody like texts you and is like, want to say like, hey, can I call you? And you're like, yeah, you give them your number, right? And they call you, but they never technically gave you their number. Does that mean if someone calls you, is that free, whatever, like free game?
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to talk back and forth. I think, like, I don't know. Like, I think yes. I would say once one number has been exchanged, both numbers have actually been exchanged.
Okay. All right. Question 3 or whatever.
Okay.
When should you meet in person?
That's dependent on the vibe too.
Okay.
And also, I mean, one, if you're meeting on a dating app or if you're meeting in a DM or something like that, 9 times out of 10, the person might not live close. They could, but they couldn't or whatever. I feel like if they live close, at this stage in my game, I'd rather just meet you quick. You're like, let's go hang out or something like that if we live close. Obviously, if you don't live close, that becomes a plane ticket or a drive or whatever the case may be. But I also think you should feel the vibe out. And what you should not do is, 1, expect somebody to pay for you to come out, because they might be expecting some other stuff. That's 1. And then 2, make sure that you meet in a public place. Like, don't be rushing to go stay at somebody's house or do anything like that. Like, make sure you meet in like a neutral place, talk about who could stay where, whatever the case may be, but try not to make it so involved right away. And this is coming from somebody who probably didn't take that advice at times, but hindsight is 2020.
Well, here's my thing too. And people who buy people's flights to come and see them or pay for their wedding, quit expecting vagina just because you paid for something.
Now that's the flip side, because if you are going to pay for a flight, then that's all you paid for.
Yes, you did not pay for vagina. Flights or any that does not equal sex.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, Naria, where are you about to take a flight to?
Oh, hold on. What happened?
Because LOL, I'm about to meet someone in person, but I'm taking a flight. Guess where? Ha.
Well, if it's here to DC, you better tell us who this person is so that we can make sure that you're safe.
That part.
How about that one? Because talking about I live in Texas and state strapped. Well, lucky for us, Virginia is a card carrying state as well, so we can do.
Girl, I would be meeting somebody there too.
I'll be right there, girl. Listen,
Hawaii.
Hawaii, girl, you about to have a nice time.
That is beautiful. And you know what? If you don't even hit it off, just go to the beach. Who cares?
Exactly.
No
Just
one
have
cares.
a good time. Get look, you gonna get laid either way, whether it's one around your neck or anything else. So have a good time, girl.
Yes, yes,
They
yes.
said a very good friend advised that you should do a coffee tea um, for the first meetup. By the end of the drink, you will know if you should continue or say nice meeting you and bye. I definitely agree with that. I think
Okay,
coffee and tea is very new. Okay, go ahead. You got something.
go ahead. No, I want you to finish your statement because that goes right into my next thing.
I think coffee and tea is very neutral. It's light. Like you can have some good conversation and it's nothing crazy if you decide to continue it, right? Like so if you decide to continue it, the timeout, okay, I'm hungry now, let's go get something to eat. You can build off of it or you could be like, yeah, so I have an appointment with my goldfish's doctor. I'll see you later.
So,
Okay.
should the first meetup be a date?
I mean, that depends on the vibe, though. If you really like the person, then yes. Some
Because,
people first meetups and they get married after that. So, I mean,
because my thing is like, should you go Dutch on the first date? Now, Corey and I probably feel the same way about this, but as you see from Corey's reaction, go ahead, say your piece.
I am not Danish. Is it Danish? If you speak Dutch, then you are from one of the Dutch speaking countries. I don't speak Dutch. I don't go Dutch. It's not happening. Like, and I don't expect it to happen on my end either. So if I say I want to take you out, then I'm going to take you out and I'm not expecting anything else to happen. Now, the reality in my world is that does not always happen very quickly or whatever the case may be. But no,
Should you establish who's going to pay for the date before you go on the date?
no. I mean, I guess you should, but that's a quick way to not go on a date with me. Because why are we even talking? I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to talk about who's paying what. And it doesn't have to be expensive. If we go drink coffee, but if you invite me to go drink coffee, then you should pay for the coffee. I'm sorry. If I invite you to go get coffee, then I should be paying for the coffee.
If you schedule a date, ask someone out, right?
Mhm.
If you ask someone out and then you're like, oh, okay, and this is not a good day for me, you reschedule it.
Okay.
Who is honest? Like, who is on to pay for the date? Let's
So here,
say
go
I
ahead.
asked you out and
Hmm.
you was like, oh, this is not a good day for me. Let me check another day. You come out and you're like, hey, let's go out on this day. Who's supposed to pay for the date if I asked you out?
Well, that's like a rain check. You still are responsible for it.
Okay.
But here's the thing though. There are people who are there are people who are users. Two, there are people who have been used. So there are
Yeah.
people who want to be specific about these things in order to not come off like a jerk, but then also not to be used. I completely understand that. And I think some of these conversations, while I think they are completely asinine because of the fact that I'm not having this conversation with nobody. If you want to take me out, then let's go. And if I want to take you out, then let's go. And we're not going to be trying to figure out this bill or anything like that. But then there are some people who do. And I'm not going to say that there aren't I can understand the fear of being used, but if you're dating somebody and you think that they're going to use you, or you're talking to somebody and you think that there's a possibility that they might use you, you probably need to pick somebody else.
Okay.
And I think that's on that. I think that's really about that whole like being sure that this is the person that you want to date or
Mhm.
that you're feeling. Because if you're feeling them, I believe, and I might be wrong because everybody is different with their money. But if you really want to date that person, you're not gonna care about taking them out to eat or whatever. But if you iffy about a person, like I think she's trying to get me, why are you even going out with them?
What if you're just trying to see if y'all like each other? I mean, yeah, that's what dating is. That's why I was like, should there be like a pre-date before the date, like a meetup at a coffee shop? Where is each his own?
But that can be a date, and maybe that needs to be the first, like the first tier. Like
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, you can go to Rita's and get you some ice. You know, you could go to Cold Stones. You could go somewhere where you might not be so offended if you leave out and figure out that you don't like the person, or you might not feel used afterwards or whatever. Go get some Cold Stones, go, meet up and get some ice cream, go get some coffee, whatever the case may be, so that you don't feel so offended, and you can decide if you want to go out on the next date or whatever the case may be.
That's
But
a good idea. Do something cute but cheap.
right, or they don't even have to be cheap, because Cold Stone ain't cheap. It don't have to be cheap, but cute, and I guess it's less of a hit. You feel like you took less of a hit if I spent $15, or
Mm-hmm.
Cold Stone is Cold Stone across the board. So she can't talk about me and say I took her out someplace cheap, because actually on the ice cream scale, it's probably one of the better ones, or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be. Take something where you're not going to feel a certain way before or after it or whatever. Go to Starbucks, go for a walk, listen, you take me to Wegmans and you might be the one. It might be over after that. You don't have to go any further, because Wegmans is it for me. If I'm in a Wegmans, it's over. So you don't even, and find out about the person too. I think that's a big thing before you go out on a date. Find out about the person, and if the person they tell you that, oh, I love to go to Sonic to get, what the Sonic. I don't even know. I've never been to a Sonic, but I love to go to Sonic because
Get a pony.
$5. Right, you get a hot dog or whatever, right? So, okay, I love to go. Take them to Sonic and be like, oh, I was just thinking about you. Let's ride out to Sonic real quick. Y'all can sit and talk or whatever. And then you take them home and then decide if you want to go to the next level of a restaurant after that.
Very cute.
Get creative.
Very cute. Shay said, I once took someone out for sushi and she literally ordered enough with leftovers to take for a whole meal. Yeah, hell no.
See, and that's terrible. That's terrible. Now, I've had the opposite happen, because if you know me, y'all know me now. We've been rocking with together for a while. Y'all know I like to eat. So I've literally gone out on a date and the person has been like, you want me to give you some food to go home with? And I was probably like, no, I know I was eating a lot, but that doesn't mean I want food to go home with too.
That isn't so shysty. Like, why?
People do these things. So, and with that being said, I can understand why people are trying to wonder, should I go Dutch, or should I do this, or whatever the case.
That's too much.
With it.
That's too much. That's too much. That shouldn't even be.
So, but let me ask this question though. So the person who ordered enough sushi, and now who takes sushi home with them anyway? But anyway, that ordered enough sushi for leftovers and for a takeout meal. Were you really feeling this person, or were you trying to feel them out? Because that's the thing. Like, I feel like people express qualities like, I'm gonna order the whole menu before you even go out. And nowadays with Zoom, you could do a Zoom date. You don't even have to. You could do a Zoom
Should FaceTime be required before going on a date?
Yes. FaceTime should definitely be a requirement. You could voice message people. FaceTime, all of that should definitely be a requirement. Now, that's the standard for me. You should be able to FaceTime. And I kind of feel like, I'm one of those people. Carly, I can't remember the last time we spoke on a regular phone. And when we do, it's only because we're driving or whatever.
Let me tell you something. I remember when Corey started FaceTiming me forever. And I was like, why is this heifer always FaceTiming me? I do not like this FaceTiming stuff. And because of Corey, I basically call everybody now FaceTime, just on GP.
I don't even know how to call a regular phone. It takes me 20 steps to regular call Carly, it takes me one button to FaceTime her. I'm sorry, I'm FaceTime. And we FaceTime, I don't care where we at. We could be in the bathroom, we could be in the bed with bonnets on or whatever the case may be. But we're FaceTiming. And if you catch me on one of them days, and you just know this is what I look like. The end.
Yolanda says, I like a liquid date or lunch. It's during the day, usually, or early evening, and quick. You can get some intel and make some decisions on moving forward. Perfect.
I like that, definitely.
Yes.
Liquid dates, definitely. Let's go have a drink, or let's go have some coffee. That's perfect. We got Wegmans fans. We got too many catfish. Shay said, still trying to fill them out. Listen, folks are slick doing bait and switch. Okay.
I don't know. That whole ordering so much.
Because that is ridiculous. That is really
because I don't know. I've done it before. I haven't ordered a lot, but I have taken food home from a date to give to whoever was at home waiting for me.
Yeah, that's not nice.
It's not a nice thing to do.
Now, I have always been, hopefully people can back, but I've always been a pretty good date. Outside of the fact that I'm going to eat out your plate, I try not to do it with people that I just met, like it was a first date, but don't quote me on that because I definitely think on first dates I've been eating out of people's plates too, which is probably good anyway. But I'm not going to order a lot because I'm probably eating my food and yours. And I don't expect to take there unless I didn't eat my food. I don't expect to take things home or whatever. People always want to feed me, which is not a good thing, guys. Y'all know I'm trying to keep a certain weight, but people always want to feed me. I'd be like, no, thank you. But I think I'm a very good date. I think I've always been a good date, and I'm not trying to swindle people or take them over or order the most expensive thing. I can get crazy though.
Roz did have a good idea. FaceTime and read a book to discuss later.
I like that.
That is a good get to know you type of thing. I like it.
And now with FaceTime, Zoom, you can set up a really nice date. Like if you put some effort into it, even something like this, StreamYard, you don't have to stream. You could literally just talk to somebody. You don't even have to stream, but you see, we got all of the banners and stuff. You can say like date night, and you can be creative over a camera. So
real cute suggestion. Now, I have one last topic I wanted to talk about. So we decided that that's a lot. Okay. Everybody figured out for themselves. We were just giving some advice.
Yes.
But I have another topic that I want to talk about real quick because I did not know this was a thing. Okay. I always hear about ghosting. I hear about ghosting all the time.
Right.
But I was watching Abbott Elementary. And if y'all don't watch that show, I love it. I think it's so hilarious, right?
Okay.
They were talking about petering out. Do you know what that is?
Is that like, so from what I know, the definition of petering out means in the real world, it means like coming to a slow stop.
Yes. And so like, I remember we was on like a Zoom the other day with Let's Connect Her.
Yes.
She was like, oh, who in here ever ghosted someone? I've never ghosted anyone, but I was the queen of petering out.
Yeah, I'm a peter outer now. I will.
Now, for those who don't know what peter out is, like you talk to somebody less and less and less till it's just non-existent. Until they get the hint that you don't want to talk to them anymore.
Then I am definitely a Peter pumpkin eater. I will peter.
Hey, did you get my text? Oh, I'm sorry. I've been so busy.
Yo, but is petering worse? So on the scale of like ghosting, petering, and then just kind of being upfront about, I feel like, I don't know, petering might be.
I think petering is worse because you leave people hanging on and they really don't know.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like really reality is when you talk to people, if you're not feeling them, you just need to be put on your grown woman drawers and be upfront.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but you gotta do it. You listen, this ain't working. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah. Somebody did ask when we were on the live that we were on. Somebody asked when is ghosting? Like when is ghosting not the right thing to do? Like when should you not ghost? And I was like, I don't care how long you've been talking to a person, how short you've been talking to whatever. If when you think about ghosting that person or anybody else and you didn't think about yourself and say, I wouldn't want it to be done to me, that's when it's the worst. Mm-hmm. Period. Like if you don't want it to be done to you, then you shouldn't do it to somebody else. That's not to say that you're not going to do it.
Sure.
It just means that if you're trying to put it on a moral scale of when is it bad? If you don't want it to be done to you, then you shouldn't do it to somebody else.
Amen.
Yeah. Keisha said, I'm always upfront, but not always received well. But yeah, I mean, we can't. And here's a problem that I know that I have. I want to be in control of the whole narrative. Like I want to know what the person is going to say. I want everybody to kumbaya when it's all over with. And that's not always going to happen. And you have to understand that whatever kind of information you're revealing, that person might not receive it very well. And it's their right to not receive it very well. And you can't be in control of that. Hey, cousin, what's good?
Hey, Jessica.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
Oh, look who it is. Look, it's Easy.
Easy.
Easy, I got a bone to pick with you anyway because you definitely thumbed up one of my pictures and we've had this conversation already. I'm going to spare everybody else the conversation, but you definitely put a blue thumbs up on my picture and not a heart. Hi. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, but that was it. That's all I wanted to talk about was petering out because I was just like, wow. And you know what? Officially, I think petering is worse than ghosting.
I definitely think petering
is rude.
Because it's kind of like leading, like it's trailing, right? Like it's like leading them on like that. Yeah. That's not cool.
It's not.
Yeah.
But
I guess honesty is the best policy, guys.
Always.
We love y'all.
It's been real. We thank y'all for hanging with us today. We will talk to y'all next week, hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Be safe.
No, we won't talk next week because I'll be out at work.
Okay. We'll see y'all the week after.
Yes, 25th. Bye.
Bye, y'all.